Samantala, kasabay po ng pagtalakay naman sa impeachment complaint laban kay Pangulong Duterte sa Kamara, umarangkada na rin po sa Senado ang pagbusisi naman sa mga kontrata sa pagbili at maintenance sa mga bagong baguhan ng MRT-3. Kabilang po sa mga isinalang si dating DOTC Secretary June Abaya. Git niya, walang kalokohan at walang nakinabang sa mga kontrata ng MRT. Panoorin po natin ito.
Matter was presented to the bank. What happened was, there was already a letter from Sumitomo telling us that they were going to decamp at midnight on a certain date because they are not going to continue with the contract. And they said that they will continue with the contract, if you will extend, only under certain circumstances. One was that they wanted an increase in the maintenance contract, the fee. They wanted an increase by $800,000 plus US dollars. The maintenance contract at the time was already at the level of 1.4 million US dollars for Sumitomo. Sumitomo wanted to increase that to 2.2 million US dollars.
But aside from the maintenance, there was refurbishing, right? As part of the proposal of Sumitomo. So that's a big difference, which eventually is what you're asking Buri to, Buri to do.
Ma'am, again, may I just, the contract that they were referring to, ma'am, is a contract entered into by a private entity, MRTC, and another private entity, Sumitomo. They were asking government to enter into that type of contract with an increase without any bidding. Ma'am, we would have gone to jail if we would have allowed that. It would have been a stark and direct violation of 9184. And I'm sure the Ombudsman would not have refrained from filing the cases had we done that. Ma'am.
So what you're saying now is that Sumitomo did not want anymore to partake in the bidding process. Pero in emergency bidding nyo, ba't hindi na lang ninyo sinama din yung Sumitomo dyan? Emergency bidding na to eh.
Ma'am, they were invited, ma'am, to that emergency procedure. Sumitomo was asked, I think Ms. Correal, and CBNT, because they had the track record. I mean, the DOTC had records that these were people who had done maintenance contracts.
But perhaps also, you have many different, this is a problem when lawyers are the ones just running it. If you have technical advisors that would say, you know what, it's not just the lowest bidder. It's whoever can provide the service. But the reason why Sumitomo was charging that much is they already know the history of the trains and the capability or the lack of the trains because of its age or maybe the rails, etc. That's why they were demanding more. Siguro naman, di pa pagpupunta kayo sa tindahan, makita mo, mas mahal ito pero mas dekalidad. If you really are thinking about maybe at the time you didn't have in hindsight, maybe you're thinking, yeah, we should have done that, but opted for quality as opposed to expediency or whatever. But of course, legally, lusot kayong lahat dito dahil you were able to comply nga technically on all of the legal requirements. But that's the problem nga of this one. Because of all of these things that just to comply with the minimum, so many are suffering now. For example, Secretary Abaya, you've been to many of our hearings, and you were very confident about the Dalian trains. But admittedly, even if these trains are, well, supposedly Dalian has a track record, it's been delayed for so long. Nung pumupunta ka dito na nag-hearing tayo ng 2014, 2015, sinasabi mo na noon, madi-deliver at this time, delay, madi-deliver at this time. And when Senator Binay and I don't know who else from the Senate, visited your depot, when we got there, oo, nandun yung Dalian train, pero yung makina, wala pang talagang laman nung nandun kami. That was September 2015, if I'm not mistaken. So, dineliver dito, hindi pa talaga hindi katulad ng, okay, magde-deliver ng sasakyan, ako dealership. At least, kompleto na dapat pagdating dito, di ba? Hindi binubuo pa lang dito, okay. So, meron kayong ibang methodology. But the fact is, sobrang na-delay, yung delivery ng Dalian trains. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa yan operational. May problema pa sa signaling system. Anong naiisip mo ngayon na pag marami tayong mga kababayan na naaaberya dahil sa siguro hindi ito yung pinakamagandang desisyon na nangyari, dapat kumuha na lang tayo ng iba na mas makakapagbigay ng serbisyo ng mas mabilis.
Well, ma'am, I think kung tingnan po yung kontrata, ang obligasyon dapat i-check din ng MRT ng Dalian ay, ang CRRC ay i-deliver itong tren na ito January or February of this year. Kung lumampas po sila dyan dahil sa signaling, dapat patawan mo sila ng delay. So wala po silang obligasyon na nung ikalawang tren pa lang pumasok, ikatlo, ikaapat, na mapatakbo ho ito. Sapagkat yung signaling nga wasn't in place.
That should have been part of your consideration, sir, when you were doing the contract, right? That they would all be technically viable, the signaling system, the engine, and then the actual train.
Yes, ma'am. It's full compatibility that is required by the terms of
So
reference.
somebody dropped the ball because right now we're not even sure that it's compatible.
No, I'm 100% ma'am, it's compatible.
Engineer Manalo, hindi ba sinasabi mo that compatible rin pero hindi ka pa sigurado kung kailan?
Yes, ma'am. Compatible with the existing MRT3 system. But ang problema na lang is yung onboard and the train computer, kumbaga. It's within the train. Yun lang, response time lang po yung nagiging issue na yun. Other than that, everything is okay po, ma'am.
So, ang naging problema dito yung delay, tapos yung hindi pa rin kasiguruhan dun sa, kasi kailangan i-test pa rin. So, medyo marami talagang hindi maayos. Kasi sinasabi nyo yung turnover maayos naman. Sa DOTC, maayos ba yung turnover sa inyo ni Secretary Abaya? Sino makakasagot nun?
Madam Chairman, if I may ask lang, to GM Manalo, you were part of the past administration's project management team that also approved or recommended the Dalian train, itong 3.8 billion acquisition. Am I right? You are part of this also?
No, sir. I'm just part of the implementation, sir. I was never part of the bidding.
But you were part of you're already project management at the time?
Yes, sir. Yes.
But did you foresee that it would take this long? 2015 yung delivery and until now, 2017 na. Yan yung inaano ni Madam Chair. It has been 2 years and yet those Dalian trains have not been used. No? Did you foresee that it would take about 2 years for all of this testing? Ando na, may mga glitches, yung problema sa signaling system na nag-a-adjust, yung bombardate from the old system. So, yun yung na tanong dito kasi it's taxpayers' money that we're talking of and we paid already, delivered 2015 and it has been 2 years.
Sir, in the beginning, GM Al Bitangcol was the project director. I'm serving as an assistant project director just to monitor the project. And during that period, nagkaroon po ng mga issue ng cases ni Al Bitangcol. And later on, the group was reorganized and I became the project manager mga September, October, sir. So that's the only time I handled the project until today, sir.
Okay, I'd like to hear Secretary, promote pa si Nato no? Hindi, Secretary nga naman ng bayan. Bilang boses ng mga mananakay rin, ano bang take mo dito sa pinasukang kasunduan sa Dalian? Kasi sinasabi naman nila na may track record naman ito. Paano nagkulang tayo dito sa kasunduan na ito?
Ma'am, may basahin sana kung may plea lang. No? Response dun sa what I have observed so far.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, last Friday po, tumirik na naman yung MRT. At hanggang Shaw Boulevard lang po ang biyahe. Marami na naman pong commuters ang nakabalandra sa EDSA, nag-aabang ng bus. No? And this has been a scenario that has been repeated almost weekly. And this hearing supposedly wants to establish accountability, yung pananagutan. Pero tila ang hirap matukoy ang pananagutan kasi hanggang ngayon po, 2017 na, nagtuturuan pa rin yung gobyerno at yung pribado. No one from government or the private sector has even apologized to the riding public and the taxpayers during this hearing. Wala po kaming narinig ngayong umaga na nagsorry sa mga kababayan nating nai-stranded at napeperwisyo. Parang gusto lang nilang pindutin natin yung flower button sa Facebook tapos magsasaboy po ng balaklak at lahat tayo feeling thankful sa nangyayari. The situation we now face and the apparent lack of primary accountability can be traced to the policy of privatizing various functions in the operation of the train system. The reasoning is that private companies do not face the encumbrances under the procurement law. Mas mabilis daw ang magiging proseso. Pero sa nakikita natin, mas mabilis nga ba yung replacement ng mga LRVs? This has been discussed as early as 2014. By 2015, there were already assurances that the new trains would be operational soon. Kulang na lang ay mga akong magpapasagasa sa riles ang mga opisyal ng nagdaang administrasyon. 2017 na po at what we're hearing, 2019 pa, talagang mapapakinabangan. Sa outsourcing at privatization, bihado na naman ng mga commuters at taxpayers. Lahat syempre ng mga private service providers, they operate for profits at walang malinaw na point na accountability. Tingi-tingi yung nangyari sa mga kontrata. Lumalabas kanina sa presentation na Atty. Cabrera, may mga conflict at redundancy sa ilang aspeto ng kontrata. At bakit ngayon lang pinag-uusapan ang compatibility ng signaling system or replacement ng signaling system kung kailan dumating na ang mga tren? Bakit ngayon lang hinaharap ang problema ng power supply? Hindi po natin ito narinig dati. Ngayon lang po natin ito simulang lumilitaw. Ang buong pakinabang sa mga bagong bagon, sabi nga, sa 2019 pa magaganap. Tila wala pong buong plano, tingi-tingi ang approach, tingi-tingi ang mga kontrata, nagiging problemado ang mga resulta. Sa ngayon po, hindi ba't maaaring panghawakan ng gobyerno yung function ng maintenance, lalo't isang essential na bahagi ito ng pagtutuloy ng serbisyo ng tren? Hindi ba't maaaring magsanay ng mga engineers sa Pilipino na titingin sa bagay na ito? Hindi ba't maaaring gobyerno ang humawak sa function nito nang sa gayon ay hindi ito ituring na negosyong pagkakakitaan, karada lamang merong mga kontratang ibinibid out? Hindi din ba maaaring gawing long-term ang pagpaplano ng maintenance at upgrade sa halip na tingi-tingi? Dahil tiyak namang makakamura ang gobyerno pag mas buo at mas long-term ang plano.
Alright, babalikan po natin ang pagdinig na yan sa Senado.